Hello, you all. It's Agnes coming to you with the oval, I think, embroidery hoop, some fabric, and of course, my napkin bundle. So I am going to actually try to decoupage one of my napkins onto the fabric I bought from the Dollar Tree using a Saran Wrap. We've done it with Sassy's in the club in so many ways. We've done it on the fabric too. But this time, I've never done it this way. That means is I've never separated pieces. So let's just treat this project as the experiment. And as with everything, when you decoupage, you do need to obviously separate the ply and concentrate what you're going to do. And in my cases, I do want to only use that little bunny with everything that's around him. So I'm just taking my wet paintbrush and I'm just marking away, the design with the little bit of the water. Because obviously, yes, I could have cut with the scissors, but that would have taken much longer. So I wanted to rip it. And plus, I do wanted to actually create a vintage look to this whole project of mine by simply using the tiers of the napkin and having uneven edges and actually adding even more. So let's just slowly remove it all. Here we go. The napkin is removed. I do have a nice distance from it. Now I need to, put the piece of my tape, as big as obviously the piece that I'm going to decoupage on. And then that's it. You could have actually do the entire square decoupage. That would have been much easier. But you know what? You know me. I always like to try new things. So I'm trying to get as small as the Saran Wrap to my image as I can possibly can. So I don't have to worry about it and make sure that I do have right placement on a piece of the fabric. And that's it. I'm going to cover this now with the parchment paper and go with my tiny iron right on it and press it on until I feel that this is all attached. So this whole process is all about melting the Saran Wrap that is actually acting as the Mod Podge. Still some saran wrap visible, but that's okay. I'm going to later go again over and then all of it is going to melt and actually shrink right to the napkin. So now I do want to use the tiers, the tiers you call or whatever, the pieces that I ripped, and I do want to add on the edges as you can see it right now. So I'm going through the same process and I'm going to cut the little pieces of Saran Wrap, put them underneath and do it this way. Yes, somebody would have said, yeah, but there is a Mod Podge, the fabric Mod Podge, that you can go ahead and do that with. Of course you can. But the thing with the fabric Mod Podge, I mean, you not always have it, but you always have iron and you always have the Saran Wrap. That's one thing. The second thing is this, and again, this is not the first time I'm doing it on a fabric. The burlap is actually easier because it does have a thicker grain to it and it actually looks so nice. But this is like a typical cotton piece of the fabric from the Dollar Tree. So it would have not, at least in my eyes, look as good. So here we go. I've got myself ripped pieces. So it seems like the bunny is actually ripped, trying to rip through the fabric. I love this effect. So now obviously I cut the piece of my fabric and I'm trying to fit it right into my hoop. So it's again, I'm putting the one that goes inside over under my fabric, and then I'm closing it up with the bigger one all around it. So here we go. It takes a little while, but it is going to happen all together. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to remove it. And of course, you could glue it or you can Mod Podge it and you'll be all fun. So now what I like to do is, obviously I am Mod Podging it right now, but now the front of your napkin, you could actually go ahead and add the Mod Podge to it if you like, or any kind of sealer to make you happy to make sure, especially because we do have one piece, but I'm going to do that later. So now I'm trying to see what I can potentially decorate this with. So my first thought was to use the twine. Then I thought I'm going to just use the ribbon. So let's just work our way out. So first I'm going to try to do my simple bow, of course, with the wire because that makes it easier. And then I'm going to maybe add another tiny one right to the top of it and just simply install it right on the top. Bubble balls coming up, secured with my wire right there. Don't worry, the wire is not going to show. If I'm not going to find anything pretty right to the top of it, I'm going to for sure add some kind of bling, or I don't know. We'll figure out, or just wrap it again with the ribbon. But for now, I think I like it. So now at least we have a feel for what's going to happen. So now for sure, because I did use the sheer ribbon, I thought that adding a little bit of my tiny pearls will be a perfect little accent right there. So I'm just adding a little bit of the hot glue right to the edges and outlining it all around. As you can see, it completely changes the whole entire look of this. And I do actually love this whole idea of having that vintage, broken sort of frame feel to it. I wish I could have crackled. Maybe one day I'll try the crackle on the fabric. Hey, you never know. I just gave myself an idea. So now I'm thinking I'm going to add a little bit of the greens to the side, or maybe not. I do not know. I just have to look at it, and this is majority what happens with my project. But of course, the bling has to go there. As promised, I need to cover that little wire and cut a nice little dovetails right at the end to make it all fitting. And of course, you can use the smaller tails, but you know me, I love to have something hanging, and I'm still stuck with this green. Not going to glue it because I'm not positive if I like it, but you let me know what you think about it. So let's just show you some pictures. First, Agnes, we're not showing pictures yet. We are doing the rub and buff. So I do have the antique gold that I wanted to actually add additional detail to it, just because when I was ironing, I think something must have been on my napkin or something must have been on the paper, something that it bring the little hue. So I thought now it looks like it was intentional there. Okay, so now here is the close-up of the little project we've made, and I've absolutely love it. It's as you can see, is those little rips are barely visible. I am going to obviously either completely cover this with the Mod Podge or a diamond dust, just leave the bunny alone. But either way, I do love this vintage look. So I really hope that I inspired you and to take the napkins. And by the way, I've added, I think, 6 more sets to my store, so you can make sure to grab it. The link is going to be in the comments someplace. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later, and I cannot wait to see your projects happening soon. Bye.